I don't believe that the Pacers are going to the NBA Finals. I thought I would never in my life say them words. Told me when the season was about to start that the Pacers will be in the NBA Finals this year. I would have thought you did not know basketball. But if you would have said that, you know basketball than anybody. Because it's crazy. The Pacers right now are in the NBA Finals. I found a really good scary video. And it's almost 1 hour long. Almost. So, get y'all popcorns. Get y'all chips. Get y'all snack. Get y'all food. Get y'all drinks. Because this one's going to be long. Pause? Yeah, pause. I'll pause that. My bad. That was kind of wild. But it's by these people right here. Never heard of them. I seen this video. I was like, this may be good. Never heard about these people. Or this person. Don't. Okay.
In October of 2022, a YouTuber named Chris Hill, who runs the channel.
Okay. But I said, we're going to react to this video. Shout out to them. I did not watch this. This is my first time on their video. I'll put their names down in the description. Just click their names and take you right to the page. I remember a guy said I did not put a link down to this video. Bro, just go check out their channel. I'm clicking their names and putting their names down in the description. Y'all can go check out their channel. Click their names and take you right to their page. I do it a lot. I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. My old videos is not on here because if you want to know, go check out all my old videos before. I talked about it in one of my videos. I forgot what video was it, but 100%, there was a point why my old videos is not up no more. But 100%, just click their names and go check their page out. And this is my first time on their channel, so I never subscribed and never liked the video. So if I like this video, I'm going to like it and I'm going to subscribe to them to check out way more if it's good. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this reaction. Maybe it's y'all first time too. Most disturbing.
This right here is a YouTuber named Sam who uploaded a terrifying video titled Stealth Van Camping Gone Wrong on his channel The Northwest Wind. For those who are unaware of the term stealth camping, it involves parking a camper van anywhere without paying for parking, from residential neighborhoods to the middle of nowhere. His channel mostly showcases his travels in his camper van, and he frequently uploads videos documenting his stealth camping experiences across the United States. In this particular video, Sam uploaded footage of his stealth camping trip to the woods in Cleveland. While leaving his camper van at a local dog park, he made his way into the woods. He stumbled upon a camping tent that had been completely destroyed, but he decided to keep going. After setting up his tent in the woods, he started cooking dinner on a camping stove. At this point, he saw a couple of people walking by the campsite and mentioned that he was feeling like he was possibly in danger. Despite this, Sam decided to stick it out for the night and kept on recording. As soon as he settled down in his tent to get some sleep, this is when things started to take a turn for the worse.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Somebody's out there.
I'm not gonna count with you. I can't do this. I don't know how people could do this, like camp in the woods and shit. Me, I can't do that shit. Like, once I hear one thing, I don't care. It could be a human, a raccoon, a squirrel, a cat. I don't give two fucks. I'm out in this woods, dark as hell. Maybe it's cold as fuck. With that little light, hell to the no. I'm not staying out there, bro. I'm not gonna count with y'all, bro. I'm glad I paused it, bro. I'm cold. I might put on my hoodie.
Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they could see in here. Somebody's walking around out there. They're getting closer, too.
As the footsteps
you don't have
outside
no
the tent drew
weapon?
closer and closer, Sam wasn't sure if it was an animal or a person. With no other options remaining, he called out to whoever was out there. At first, he didn't get a response, but after calling out about the 6th time, that's when things took a turn for the worse.
Hello? I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. I think there's 2 people. Hang on. They're walking around outside in circles. Hello?
That's 2 times.
Hello?
That's 3 times.
Alright, I don't like this. Hello?
That's 4.
Hello?
That's 5. One more.
They're touching my tent. Stop. They're right outside the tent.
Can you just tell them to stop? Like, if I'm not tweaking, you just told niggas that you don't know to stop. And it's how you said it, bro. This is why sometimes I don't believe in shit like this. Like, this is why. Because that don't make sense. You said it just like that, and you said stop like that. Like, this is why I don't believe it.
Hello? I'm in here. Hello? Hello? Alright, I'm getting the f out of here.
You should have been did that.
Hello? I don't know what the f this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? I have a knife.
I thought he just said they were just walking away.
Hello? Say something, I see you.
After Sam mentioned that he had a knife on him, the attackers left the campsite. However, as soon as he stepped out of the tent, Sam saw them standing creepily in the middle of the woods.
I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! Alright, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want?
I'm sorry. When he was saying they were standing there, I was thinking about the SpongeBob meme.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see him now. I know you're there. I see you. They collapsed my tent.
Now he's making me pissed off. He literally said they was over there. I don't see him, and then scream out, "I see you! I can see you!" Like, I don't know. Is he trying to scare them away? But you're not really doing a good job about it.
Completely losing it during the unsettling encounter, he decides to leave his tent and return to his van in the park. Unfortunately, this was not the end, as things start to get even more disturbing.
Phone. I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. All right, they're moving again. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm leaving. Don't follow me. All right, this is. Stay away from me. They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They're at my campsite. I see them. I see you reflecting off my tent. Leave my shit alone.
Fearing for his life, Sam decides to leave his belongings behind as the attackers steal his things. He quickly tries to run back to his van, but when he turns around, he sees the attackers coming after him.
One of them. I just ate. I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone! I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this. Get away from me! Hang on, is this still recording? Is it still recording? Is it still recording? Right at the edge of the wood line. It's about 150 yards away. Hang on. You see that?
No.
I see you! I can see you!
I don't
it's
see
getting bigger.
them.
It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something, or what the happening. We're getting the here. It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Oh, I don't like this. I'm calling the police. Okay, this is okay. All right, we're getting out of here.
After running for his life, Sam finally made it back to his van safely. He immediately drove home and gave his viewers a detailed update on everything that happened. It remains a mystery who the two guys who chased and attacked him were and what their motives were. However, when Sam went back to his tent the next morning, he found out that the attackers didn't end up stealing his stuff. It's clear that robbing the campsite wasn't their main motive. We can't really tell what would have happened to Sam if he hadn't decided to abandon his campsite and run to his van.
24 hours, I think, to... What are you looking at? You keep freaking me out, dog. There's no one over there. Are you seeing something I'm not?
In May of 2018, a British YouTuber named CJ uploaded a very bizarre video titled "Fixing My Fridge in a Haunted Forest" on his channel Project Amber. CJ's channel primarily
Why is bro literally fixing his refrigerator in a haunted forest?
travels out of his camper van. What sets his channel apart from other exploration channels is his dog named Lance. CJ always brings Lance along wherever he goes, and the two of them never travel without one another.
That's
his
good.
videos
That's
typically
good.
highlight the beauty of nature and have a relaxed and pleasant vibe to them. However, in this particular video, that was far from the truth. In the video, CJ was driving through the French countryside in his camper van when he noticed that his mini fridge was not working. He immediately pulled over to fix it. The spot where he stopped was in the middle of a rural forest, with no one else in sight for many miles. As CJ stepped out of the van to fix the fridge, his dog began to act very
Okay. That makes a little bit sense now. This nigga was already on the road, going somewhere, and then his refrigerator just died and he just stopped. But I'm not gonna cap with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm not fixing it in the road like around here. I ain't gonna cap with you. I'm fixing it somewhere when I get into the city. I ain't gonna lie to you.
strangely. The dog stared intently at a well located close to where he had parked the van. This strange behavior caught CJ off guard, and this is when things started to take a very bizarre turn for CJ.
I'm going to give it the full 24 hours, I think, to... What are you looking at? You keep freaking me out, dog. There's no one over there. Are you seeing something I'm not? There's actually a well just where I'm parked. You go down this little track and there's a well with a big metal bar on it, and originally I was going to go and park there, and I saw the well, instantly started thinking about the ring, which when I was about, I don't know, I think it was about 10 when it came out. Scared the out of me.
It did scare me too.
I didn't sleep properly, and now the dog keeps looking over in that direction of where it is, so I'm like, nah mate, I might move. But I can't.
As CJ's dog continued to stare at the well, he mentioned that there was an abandoned well nearby, sealed with a heavy metal cover. Eventually, things returned back to normal, and CJ brushed off the strange occurrences he had been witnessing. As he worked on fixing his fridge, he decided to spend the night there. However, the next day, things took a turn for the worse when CJ began hearing mysterious sounds coming from the abandoned well.
Seriously freaked out now.
I would have been freaked out already.
Really loud moaning, like, "Ah!" Like just booming across the mountains. So I've come down to where I could hear it. I got to this old well, and it stopped. But just as soon as I got here, just from over there, there's no track or anything, it's just wood. This girl appeared, dressed like kind of like a monk, no shoes, and no hair. So I said bonjour and that, and she responded. I asked if she was okay, but she didn't respond then, she just carried on walking. So I carried on a bit and then thought, I better double check. Went to go and find her again. She's gone. That way, that's where my van is, and that goes to the road. But down where she went that way, there's nothing, and there's nothing for miles. Where did she go?
After hearing mysterious noises coming from the well, CJ immediately went down to investigate the source of the noises. However, just as he approached the well, the sounds abruptly stopped. During this time, he spotted a girl dressed like a monk, barefoot and with no hair, who seemed to appear out of nowhere and walked into the woods. CJ called out to her, but she didn't respond and continued walking away into the distance. Concerned that the girl might be lost or having some type of mental trouble, he decided to follow her. However, by the time he reached the spot, there were also no footprints or signs of anyone's presence. Plus, the location where she disappeared was a relatively open area in the woods that stretched out for miles. Disturbed by what he had just witnessed, CJ decided to leave the woods. As he was walking back to his van, he saw the girl again, and this time recorded the disturbing encounter.
There she is again. How did he see her from that far away?
On there. That was so weird. The well, the moaning from the forest, the girl. Nah, maybe there's an explanation to it all, but I wasn't sticking around. I left. I booted it. I'm about 50 miles from there now. I saw the girl another 2 times. The last time I was near the van and she was running through the forest. I left. I was gone. I was gone so fast. I didn't even pack the van away. Yeah, it's a pretty big mess in here. But I do have a working fridge. The fridge is working.
Okay.
It's nice and cold now.
CJ mentioned that he saw the same girl 2 more times after filming her, and the last time he encountered her, she was running into the woods. After this encounter, CJ quickly hopped into his van and drove away without even packing all his belongings in the back. He also mentioned that his dog is typically very friendly and approaches people playfully. However, on this day, his dog seemed anxious and kept staring in the direction where the woman had gone. The identity of the girl and whether CJ's experience was paranormal remains a mystery. Many comments on his video point out that CJ's videos focus exclusively on his van life, and this is the only one of this kind, and has no reason to fake his content. However, these claims regarding the paranormal are not confirmed or verified, and are merely theories and speculations. Consequently, the truth about the girl continues to be an unsolved mystery.
Okay. What the fuck? Another nigga who hears footsteps.
This right here is a YouTuber named William, who in October of 2023 uploaded a video titled "Most Scared I've Ever Been While Stealth Camping" on his channel Truesdale TV. His channel primarily focuses on outdoor exploration, and he frequently uploads footage of his stealth camping experiences in various locations across the UK. In this video, William takes things to a whole new level by stealth camping alone in a haunted forest known as Ballybully Forest. For those unfamiliar with this location, the Ballybully Forest is regarded as one of the most haunted forests in both Northern Ireland and the UK. According to the legend, Ballybully was a significant site for high-ranking priests during ancient Celtic cultures, with stone formations and trenches scattered throughout the forest. Many nearby locals steer clear of the area, and those who venture in are cautious to remain on the path because of its disturbing history of ghost sightings and mysterious disappearances. From the 15th to 17th centuries, over 30 people vanished in the forest, and even now, numerous individuals have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing strange noises at night.
Oh,
in the video, William begins his exploration by venturing deep into the woods in search of a suitable camping spot. He immediately admits to his viewers that he feels a bit freaked out about spending the night in the forest. Despite this, he continues to explore and eventually finds a good spot to set up his campsite. As the night begins to set in, he prepares his dinner and decides to call it a night. However, while he was trying to go to sleep, he suddenly hears footsteps approaching his tent, and this is when things start to take a very bizarre turn for William.
Oh shit, William, come on, bro. You had to have some weapon on you. Doing shit like this, you have to have a weapon on you. You have to. It's like it's a must. I seen 4 or 5 ads and only 3 videos so far we seen.
From there?
I am.
Come here.
After hearing footsteps next to his tent, William called out to whoever or whatever was outside, but he unfortunately didn't get any response. The footsteps eventually stopped and William, in a state of panic, stepped outside to investigate the source of the mysterious footsteps, but disturbingly, he found no one outside. After this strange encounter, he returned back to his tent, and as he was trying to make sense of what had just happened, something forcefully struck the side of his tent.
Oh shit, for real?
This thing. The f***? Did you hear that? Did you
Don't worry about us. Worry about your safety, my nigga. Bring out a fucking gun or something.
Off who's there?
Bro, do something.
Oh, I'm paranoid. Something like that. Or like, was that me? Don't know. Wait, we have to investigate this shit. I can't sleep in here with this shit. I can get myself worked out.
After hearing something strike his tent, William, afraid for his life, called out to see who was there. When no one responded, he stepped outside his tent, but yet again found nothing outside. Having heard footsteps earlier, and now experiencing something striking his tent, William was consumed by fear and paranoia. This ultimately led him to set up a camera outside his tent to monitor his surroundings. Unfortunately for William, the camera didn't record anything unusual, making it even more disturbing for William to make sense of what he was witnessing. Despite feeling anxious, William eventually went to sleep and left the forest early in the morning, and as of the time this video was uploaded, he has not returned back to the haunted Ballyboley forest.
Sleep, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there.
This right here is a YouTuber named Phil, who in December of 2021
YouTuber?
uploaded a video
I thought he was
titled
a homeless
Creepy Night in
nigga.
the Woods on his channel Hike Slam. His channel primarily focuses on outdoor exploration, and he regularly shares footage of his hiking and camping experiences throughout North America. In this particular video, Phil chose to go on a solo overnight hike along the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. He starts the video by venturing deep into the woods in search of a suitable camping location for the night. The first few minutes of his hike seemed to go smoothly, and everything appeared to be quite normal. However, about 30 minutes into the hike, he stumbles upon some peculiar trash along the trail. Oddly enough, some of the containers he discovers have writing on them that resembles song lyrics and poems. Nevertheless, Phil chooses to ignore the peculiar writing and carries on with his hike. As he explores further, he encounters another set of strange notes and writings as he approaches the campsite. This time, however, Phil notices a dead duck lying next to the notes, and this is when things start to take a very disturbing turn for
RP
Phil.
to that duck.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note. And it looks like it was just put here because it's not wet. That duck is fairly recently killed. Alright. Kind of creepy.
Then get
After
the fuck out
discovering
of there.
another set of disturbing writings and cryptic poems, Phil finds a dead duck lying next to them. At that moment, he notices a campsite just a few yards away from the notes and the dead duck. It's unclear whether the person who wrote the notes is also responsible for killing the duck. Nevertheless, Phil decides to keep his distance from the campsite and continues on his hike. As he makes his way up the trail, he encounters two women hiking down the trail.
Okay, well that was really weird. So as I was hiking toward the shelter, these two women were hiking in the opposite direction. They had a little dog with them. They asked if I had seen the guy who was leaving the notes. I said he has a campsite down by the river. They were shocked I was still considering camping out there, but they said that they were kind of freaked out and asked if I would go with them and walk past his campsite so they could get back to their car. So I did, and then when I got back to my truck, and I'm actually on the Appalachian Trail, just going the opposite direction. But I'm just going to find the closest camp spot to where I'm at because the sun is going down, and set up camp and yeah, settle in for the night.
Phil mentioned that the two women asked him if he had seen a man leaving disturbing notes and dead animals. When he told them he noticed a campsite just a few yards away from the notes, the women, afraid for their lives, asked him to walk back to their car with them. Phil agreed and walked back with them before heading in the opposite direction to find a safer place to camp for the night. Once Phil arrived at the shelter, he set up camp for the night and enjoyed his dinner, far away from the unsettling notes. Later that night, Phil went into the shelter to check out the camp log and read some of the notes and stories left by other hikers. That's when Phil discovered something extremely disturbing once again.
I'm going to check out the shelter log here. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log. It's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap.
What?
Wait a second. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here.
It's important to note that the shelter where Phil is currently located is more than 2 miles away and is situated entirely on the opposite side of the road from the notes and ducks he saw earlier. The handwriting in the camp log is identical to the handwriting he found in the previous notes and trash. The situation becomes increasingly disturbing as Phil starts to read through the logbook.
In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail, what the heck?
What the fuck?
In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15. Here in early 2017, Trump, Nebo, allowed Obama to have the special use of the Air Force One for a trip to Palm Springs. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary. Wow, this is weird. It's just like it goes in one direction, then immediately goes in a completely different direction. And there's just so much of it. Like this line up here. Think grave robbery in an attempt to obscure the reality of Little Mrs. Wolf. In the
What?
past, the Russian collusion assertion have been followed up on many occasions with the advancement of illusions that would show discord in fiction between the colluding parties. You're falling faster. Obey your master. What the heck?
What the fuck?
Okay, that's crazy.
That's wild.
After reading the logbook, it's evident that a convicted felon has been wandering through the woods, leaving disturbing notes all over the place. The writing raises concerns about his mental stability, which is particularly alarming considering that Phil is alone in the middle of nowhere at night and doesn't seem to have anything to defend himself with. As Phil walked back to the shelter,
dumb.
he noticed a bottle hanging
You
from a
should
string on the
always have
ceiling.
something.
Attached to it was a note in the same handwriting as before. That read, "Watch out for Yeet Mouse. The dead do walk and talk." Disturbed by everything he was witnessing, Phil was overwhelmed with fear and anxiety. He ultimately decided to return to his tent and call it a night. However, as he tried to fall asleep, he heard footsteps approaching the shelter right next to his tent.
Oh shit.
Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there. So I packed up all my stuff and I walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. So I don't know. I just got out of there.
After hearing footsteps outside his tent, Phil peeked out and noticed a man with a headlamp wandering around the shelter. Unsure if this was the same individual who had been leaving notes, he quickly gathered his things and headed back to his truck. Fortunately for Phil, he was not being followed or stalked and returned home safely. As of the time this video was uploaded, Phil has not gone back to the Appalachian Trail. The identity
I
of the
never went
person
back
who left
too.
the creepy notes and killed the duck remains unclear, and since Phil never found out the truth behind these disturbing experiences, this mystery might remain unsolved.
I pull up, and as soon as I drew the curtains back, they drove off. Like, what, they just think that there's just some random van parked here that they might be able to break into, or it's a little bit freaky.
In February of 2024, a YouTuber named Sean uploaded a pretty disturbing video titled "A Stranger Locked Me Inside My Van" on his channel Love Sundays. He frequently uploads footage of his solo stealth camping experiences in his camper van. In this video, Sean decided to stealth camp in the woods somewhere in the UK. He begins the video by parking his van alongside the road and then heads into the woods to explore. After wandering for a while, Sean returns to his van to prepare dinner and decides to go to bed around 9 p.m. However, at 3 in the morning, he is awakened by the sound of a car approaching his van, and this is when things begin to take a turn for the worse for Sean.
Car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van. I was just woken up because I heard a car pull up. It was at the front of the van, and as soon as I drew the curtains back, they drove off. Like, what, they just think that there's just some random van parked here that they might be able to break into, or I don't know. But it's a little bit freaky, but I don't want somebody breaking in thinking there's no one in here, because that would be a right pain. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep.
Upon hearing footsteps approaching his van, Sean quickly drew back the curtains. To his surprise, when he leaned out the window to investigate, the car immediately drove away, leaving him alone for the remainder of the night. Believing he was safe, Sean decided to go back to sleep. However, it wasn't until the following morning that he discovered what they had done to his van.
I slept surprisingly well, considering after that car pulled up outside and then drove off, I didn't hear anything else for the rest of the night. So from then I actually slept all right. Right, well, I think we should at least go outside and see how miserable the weather is. My door's stuck. What the actual...
What? Oh! Oh, bro, they was trying. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. They really try to lock bro in there. But why? That don't make sense. A little bit. Just a small little bit.
See that? I don't even think I can shut the door now. So when I said I got left alone last night, it doesn't look like I did get left alone, does it? I didn't even hear anyone out on the side door. Right, I've got to work out how to do this. Tell you what, it's a good job I haven't got a bulkhead. There we go. So there's obviously just people wanting to f*** about and just be funny, I guess, but how dangerous is that, locking someone in their van? Let me check the back door. Well, there's nothing on this one because they wouldn't have been able to tie it to anything, would they? There's no way they could have done that door anyway.
It's still uncertain why anyone would want to trap a stranger in their van at 3 in the morning. After Sean returned home and reviewed the footage, he noticed something he had previously overlooked. If you look closely at the fuel cap on his van, you can clearly see fingerprints all over it, suggesting that someone might have been attempting to steal diesel from the van. They also placed zip ties to lock the door, in case Sean became aware of the situation and tried to escape to confront them. To make matters even more disturbing, one particular comment left on his video stated that the individuals who locked him in attempted to open his fuel tank, potentially intending to burn it. However, it's very unlikely that anyone would do something this sinister. Since Sean never fully uncovered their true motives, this mystery may remain unresolved.
That's crazy. Maybe you guys add.
Go away!
Oh, okay.
No! No! Okay. This is when I die.
This right here is a YouTuber named Kyle Burgess, who in October of 2022
sorry.
uploaded a video
That's scary.
titled
That's
Cougar
scary to see,
Encounter in
bro.
Utah
It's
on
not
his
how
channel
it was
Cougar Kyle.
looking.
In the video, Kyle was jogging on a trail early in the morning in Provo when he believed he saw a baby bobcat in front of him. He quickly grabbed his phone to capture it on video, but soon realized it was actually a baby cougar, and alarmingly, the mother cougar showed up shortly after he started filming. This is when things took a turn for the worse for Kyle.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
What?
Oh shit.
I mean, I know what's going to pop up, but I'm trying to see where it come from.
Oh f***. Oh f***. Oh. No! Get the f*** away! Get the f*** away! Holy shit. Go! 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 No! No! Go away! Go away! Please go away! Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. You're a good little kitty cat. Oh.
I think it didn't like that.
Oh.
Bro, it's following this nigga
What's
for
up,
real.
dude? Oh. Holy shit. Nice and slow. Come on. Ah! Go get your babies. I'm not coming back down, I promise.
As soon as Kyle spots the approaching cougar, he slowly backs away and tries his best to scare the animal off with loud noises. However, the cougar remains completely unfazed and continues to track him. At one point in the video, the cougar lunges at him when Kyle briefly turns his head to avoid tripping while backing up. This momentary distraction prompts the cougar to attack and close in, coming within just a few feet of him.
You're a scary kitty cat. Holy shit. No, go away! Go away! No! No! F you, dude! Okay. This is when I die. No! Get the f away! Stupid kitty cat. Holy, come on, dude.
Come on, bro.
I don't feel like dying today.
You ain't gonna die, bro. You ain't gonna
Where's
die.
your babies? Go away. No, you face, dude. Trying to attack me, your eyes are looking away from you. Dude, this is scary. My heart is racing. Go get your babies, go away. Oh, damn. I just wanted to go on a run. You're not getting me, dude. I'm ready to go down. Yeah, get the away from me. Face. Oh, damn it.
Fortunately for Kyle, the cougar eventually ran off after he threw a rock at it. This terrifying encounter
I was
lasted
thinking
for
about
a
that
full
the
6
whole time. I don't know why he didn't throw a
Encounters
rock
of this
at
nature
first.
can be quite dangerous and may result in worse situations if a person attempts to run out of fear or does not appear intimidating, as this could trigger the animal's instinct to chase and attack. Nonetheless, Kyle remained notably composed throughout the 6 minutes and successfully scared the cougar away without being harmed or attacked.
That's crazy.
Is that a badger? Hello?
I don't see nothing.
This right here is a YouTuber named Daniel O'Neill, who in August of 2024 uploaded a video titled "Never Been So Scared When Camping" on his channel English Woodsman. He frequently uploads footage of his outdoor camping experiences while traveling across the UK. In this particular video, Daniel decided to go camping in the woods somewhere in the UK. As he explores the area, he points out to his viewers the footprints and trash left by other campers. After walking for a bit, he sets up his camp and decides to settle down. Everything up to this point appears to be normal. However, about 30 minutes into the video, while showcasing the camping gear he brought, he suddenly hears footsteps behind him and calls out to whoever is out there.
And rain camping is really good.
I hear footsteps. But he don't see the footsteps around.
Is that a badger? Hello?
After hearing the disturbing footsteps, he got up to investigate his surroundings, and the footsteps suddenly stopped, indicating that someone was indeed watching over him. After searching everywhere, he unfortunately didn't find anything. However, as soon as he sat down, he heard the footsteps again, but this time they were louder and closer.
There's that noise again now. Hello?
Bro, carry a weapon or something.
Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around. I can handle it. Can you wear it? It's like it's just there.
After hearing the noise for the second time, he called them out multiple times but didn't get any response. Fortunately, the noises eventually stopped. While most people would have likely left the forest by then, Daniel chose to stay overnight. As the night began to set in, he enjoyed his dinner and decided to go to bed.
You gonna go to bed?
I'm actually breaking wind.
See, this is when you fuck up.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm.
I'm sorry. I would have been left. Like,
come up and laugh at me. This is gonna be a long night if I'm nervous like this and scared now. I need to know what this sound is. It's not like it was. It's like, and then it stops. I'm only talking to you guys because it sort of like helps me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but
I don't care if somebody call me a bitch in the comments. I do not care. I'm still leaving. You will call me anything you want. I'm still not staying here. This is my life. I'm just saying, bro.
I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled.
Out my leg.
I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm gonna go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot like now.
As he was trying to fall asleep, he couldn't stop thinking about those mysterious footsteps. His fear and paranoia grew, ultimately leading him to leave the forest. Many comments left by Daniel's viewers mention that he made the right choice by trusting his gut feeling and leaving the forest.
Yes.
The source of the footsteps is still unknown, but they likely came from someone following him while trying to stay out of sight.
He should have been left for real.
Based on their actions, they were probably up to
I'm sorry, my
no good.
mic is right
Nevertheless,
here,
it was
bro.
definitely the right
I'm trying to
decision
make
for
sure
Daniel to leave the forest.
it's like not really close to me.
There is a lot
Or
of
not
noises
that far
in
from
these
me,
woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming.
This right here is a YouTuber named Louise, who in January of 2019 uploaded a video titled "The Most Scared I've Ever Been" while camping on her channel Camper Vibe. Her channel primarily showcases her outdoor adventures throughout the UK as she travels in her camper van. In this particular video, Louise went camping alone in a place called the Daring Woods, situated in Pluckley, England. Pluckley is known as one of the most haunted villages in England. The village is even listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most haunted village in Britain. However, Louise had no knowledge of this when she chose to go camping there. As she ventured into the woods, she demonstrated to her viewers how she set up her campsite and chopped wood for a fire. While cooking dinner, she mentioned hearing strange noises in the distance, but she chose to ignore them and continued preparing her dinner. However, as she began eating her meal, she heard the strange noises again, and that's when things took a very disturbing turn.
I don't know if you can see, a Cadbury's Pot of Joy. Yogurt, basically, chocolate yogurt.
Okay.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming. It's not just your normal birds and stuff. Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but I should sleep well, I would think.
I heard that.
Where's my big bean?
I heard that.
What was that noise? This is definitely odd. I've got no idea if you guys heard that or not, but honestly,
I heard that.
I don't like it, I'm going to be honest. It's not deer, like I know what deer sound like.
After hearing the noises several times, she began to explore the woods to investigate the source of the strange noises.
This is like
After
a scary
searching for a
game.
while and not finding anything suspicious, she decided to settle in and go to sleep. However, at around 2 in the morning, she was awakened by loud footsteps right next to her tent.
Oh my gosh. Bro, this is why you gotta carry a weapon. Bro, I don't care. I'm opening my tent and start blasting the whole woods up. I don't care. I'm blasting everywhere in sight while I'm running to my fucking tent. While I'm running to my car.
I want to turn the light on because I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty convinced there's been a person or persons. But the I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now.
After this chilling experience, she mentioned that the loud footsteps were made by more than one person. A few minutes later, as she gathered the courage to look outside her tent, she heard crows flying away, suggesting that someone or something had startled the sleeping crows.
What the fuck is going on? I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps.
As the night came to a close, she gathered her things and safely returned to her van. While providing her viewers with a detailed update on her experiences, she made a quick Google search about the area and found out that she had indeed spent the night in the most haunted village in the UK. As for the unsettling noises and footsteps she heard earlier, they were likely caused by someone lurking around her campsite. However, since she never identified who or what was responsible for those sounds, it remains an unsolved mystery.
That's crazy.
The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there.
In April of 2023, a YouTuber named Gaz uploaded a pretty disturbing video on his channel Grizzly Gaz in which he recorded footage of his strange encounter in the woods. His channel mostly featured him camping in some pretty extreme conditions with his French bulldog named Fendi. His videos are usually very wholesome and exciting, however, in this particular video that was not the case. In the video, Gaz along with his dog Fendi went camping in the woods somewhere in the UK. Initially, he showed his viewers how he set up his tent and chopped wood to start a fire. Everything seemed fairly normal up to this point. However, as he started to prepare his dinner, a random stranger in jeans and a coat appeared out of nowhere at his campsite and asked him for a beer and some food, which caused this to happen.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye. Pot boiling for some mash. And I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit me pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so
just some random crate wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was.
I think this is not funny, but I'm not gonna cap. I'll be like, okay, maybe he just joined, okay, but I'm not sharing my steak with you. Just, I'm being honest. I'm sorry. This is my food. I brought this for me, my nigga. If I wanted to share some food for somebody, I would have brought somebody with me to share. You know what I'm saying? This is not for you. I don't know you. Go on. Shoot. Be gone. Go. like, nigga, this is not for you.
Right, gonna get these cooked up.
Even though the encounter between Gaz and Martin seemed pretty friendly, it's still very scary to suddenly be approached by a random guy in the middle of nowhere. If you listen closely to what he's saying, some of his sentences are a little peculiar, and he appears to slur his words when he talks. While they were enjoying their dinner, Martin mentioned that he was homeless and told Gaz the story about how he had ruined his life with drugs. To make things even more creepy, Gaz mentioned that while they were having dinner, he turned around for a few seconds to chop some more wood to keep the fire going, and when he turned back around, Martin had disappeared.
Oh, that lad, Martin, who creeped up behind me asking for a light. After I fed him, he scurried straight off. I did ask Martin if he's been creeping about in these woods before, but thinking, is he going to come back? The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. I turned round to cut some firewood up, and when I turned back round, he'd gone. And I just found that really strange. The fact that he just left has put the EBGBs up me, but I've left my trail camera down there. We'll go back in the morning, but my gut were telling me don't stay there, so I packed up, thrown a load of water on fire. Now I'm making my way out.
After the strange encounter, Gaz finally decided to leave the campsite and head home. He was afraid that the man might come back to rob him, as he had expensive filming equipment with him. There was also the possibility that the man might do something even worse to him. Out of curiosity, Gaz left a trail camera on one of the trees at the campsite to see if the man would return that night. To his surprise, when Gaz went back the next morning, the trail camera had been stolen.
Living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night.
In May 2018, a YouTuber named John uploaded a chilling video titled Maintaining Sanity with an Animal Outside the Tent on his channel, Lost Lakes. His channel focuses on outdoor exploration, and he often uploads footage of his solo adventures throughout Canada. His videos are usually very entertaining and informative. However, in this particular video, that was far from the truth. In the video, John ventures into a remote region in Ontario, Canada, where he claims there was no cell phone reception. At approximately 3:30 in the morning, John was awakened by an unusual sound coming from outside his tent and decided to record this disturbing encounter.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night. I woke up
at 3 a.m.
and just couldn't sleep. And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound, and 45 minutes later, it's still pacing around out there. So I'm gonna talk it out with the GoPro and maintain sanity, and maybe the talking will make it go away. I'm just off Highway 101, west of Chapleau. So this is some very remote country, despite being right off the highway, and it's the black bear capital of the world. So I'm thinking that's a possibility.
As John just pointed out, he was camping in the area known as the black bear capital of the world, making it quite probable that there was indeed a bear or another large animal close to the tent. In these circumstances, a weak camping tent offers minimal to no defense against an aggressive 600-pound predator. To add to the situation, when John decides to go back to his car, he discovered that his keys were missing, and just a few minutes later, he hears something touching his tent.
And my car is literally right outside there. but I can't find my car key for the life of me. I think I may have left it in the car. So while I'm tempted to hop out and get in the car, turn on my headlights, that's not an option right now because I'm an idiot and I can't find my key. And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is so I can hear everything on the gravel. You can hear all the footsteps, but anyway, the talking isn't making it go away, but it hasn't made a move toward the tent yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's biding its time for an attack. I don't know. Something literally just touched my tent before I turned on the camera, but I'm not really appreciated right now. Second, there's no cell signal here. And third, I have to pee. It's really just comical, almost.
As the footsteps continued outside his tent, John was overwhelmed with fear and paranoia. To distract himself from the unsettling scenario, he revealed to his viewers the protective gear he had packed for his camping trip, which included a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn. Thankfully, John didn't need to use any of these tools, as the noises eventually stopped, allowing him to sleep peacefully for the night. However, he never discovered the true source of the disturbances outside his tent.
Keep hearing the strange noise up on the top of the mountain.
This right here is a YouTuber named Jason, who in April of 2019 uploaded a video to his channel Appy Mountain Trekkers in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel mostly focuses on outdoor activities, and he frequently uploads videos of his solo adventures. However, on this particular day, during his hike up the mountains, he encountered something truly disturbing. As soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. While waiting for nightfall, he decides to try spoon carving. This is when he hears a strange sound coming from the woods.
Keep hearing the strange noise up on the top of the mountain. I can't figure out what that is. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it sounds like some kind of, almost sounds like a bird, but it doesn't. Of course it quits. I'm hearing things.
Oh, you good, bro.
This may be a long night.
As the sound was coming from the top of one of the mountains, he dismissed it as a bird or some other small animal and continued setting up for the night. At about 9 in the evening, he turned off his camera to go to bed, but just an hour later, he was woken up by a scary sound that he said he'd never heard before and described it as a strange growling animal call.
Alright guys, we'll give you a quick update. It's about 10 after 10 and I was trying to go to sleep. I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life. I heard like 4 quick, very loud, deep guttural calls on this ridge behind me, behind camp. But it was like 4 calls, almost like a communication call of some kind. I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that.
Oh shit.
After the jarring awakening, he attempts to go back to sleep. However, just a few hours later, around 1 a.m., he wakes up once more to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
Oh, hell no.
About 1 o'clock, I woke up again. I heard something circling my camp. Whatever it is, it's close.
Hope you have a weapon. Oh no.
I heard that. Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them. And it started.
What was that? What's that?
On the other side of my camp.
Oh no.
Went around my perimeter.
If you look closely at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be 1 or 2 sets of eyes as he pans his flashlight over them. Although there are many animals with eyes that reflect light at night, based on the fiery white color of the reflection, it's very likely that Jason was being observed by wolves or coyotes.
I was looking at that too.
Case, Jason would be in grave danger. However, he doesn't even seem to notice the eyes watching him as he scans the area with his flashlight. Luckily, he went back to his tent and slept safely through the night. When he woke up the next morning, he recorded another update for his viewers, but he never mentioned the eyes that his camera had captured the night before, suggesting he might have never noticed.
Or maybe that was not eyes.
So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
This right here is a YouTuber named Sarah, who in September of 2021 uploaded a video titled Scariest Night Inside a Van on her channel Sarah Dungo. Her channel mainly showcases her outdoor explorations throughout the United States while traveling in her camper van. The videos usually emphasize the beauty of nature and have a relaxed and pleasant vibe. However, in this particular video, it was far from the truth. In the video, Sarah was coming back from a 2-day camping trip in the forest and was on her way to Asheville, North Carolina. Upon arriving, she spent the day exploring the city and chose to spend the night in the parking lot of a restaurant. As night falls, the restaurant began to close, the parking lot gradually emptied, leaving her all alone. While she was getting her dinner ready, she suddenly heard someone knocking on the outside of her van. This is when things started to take a very disturbing turn.
Know her, please leave me be.
Fuck your camera, man. You're not having
Bro, old head's just mad because he ain't getting no pub, bro. You see a cute girl in the fucking van, you just mad because she ain't getting no pub. That's what he is. He's mad
Right now,
he's mad.
I just had my first knock on the door. That was not the cops. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, so I had my cooktop out, you know, propane hose attached and everything. And then he's just bangs on my side door right here. I first turn off all the lights, turn all the sounds off so I can hear what's going on in case it is the cops and I need to like talk to them. It wasn't, and then he banged on this door right here, the double doors, and that's when I got really nervous. So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly unhooked my propane. So I got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
After this strange encounter, Sarah decided to leave and spend the night somewhere else. Later in the video, Sarah gave a detailed update on everything that had just happened, mentioning that the man might have been under the influence. Prior to her recording, he had knocked on her window and told her to get out of her car, strongly believing she was someone he had been dating at the restaurant and claimed that she had broken his heart. When Sarah denied being that person, he insisted that he had seen her van parked outside multiple times and continued to urge her to get out of her car to prove she wasn't the woman. Fortunately, Sarah wisely chose to stay inside her vehicle and safely left the parking lot. In February of 2018, a YouTuber named Greg Harris uploaded a rather disturbing video titled Almost Got Decapitated by Wire Booby Trap on an ATV trail on his channel Greg Harris, Florida. Greg often shares videos of his daily activities in various locations across North America. In this particular video, he uploaded GoPro footage of himself riding his ATV on a trail somewhere in the United States. The video begins with Greg speeding along an off-road section on his ATV.
He's going crazy.
However, as he ventures deeper into the woods, his ride is suddenly interrupted by something quite alarming.
Is he okay? My boy Nick would just drive like this, bro. Bro, he got this bike, bro. He be driving fast as hell. My boy Nick would just be floating down the street. Is he okay? What? Did he see something? Because I promise, I didn't see nothing. What's that sound? Oh, his bike died.
Upon closer inspection of the footage, it's evident that a metal wire had been set up between the two trees, and forced him to stop. In the description of his video, Greg later noted how incredibly lucky he was that the wire broke, as it had become entangled beneath the chin of his helmet. Fortunately, thanks to his helmet and the reduced speed he had while making the turn, combined with the wire being aligned right at his helmet, he avoided a potentially life-threatening injury from the wire. It may seem shocking that anyone would consider setting up a lethal booby trap on an ATV trail, but unfortunately encounters of this nature are more common than one might think within the dirt bike community.
That's
Sometimes
crazy.
these traps are set up by property owners trying to keep bikers off their land, or by individuals who become infuriated with the loud noise and resort to violence against the riders. In circumstances like this, it is difficult to determine who might have placed the trap. This is a scenario where had the wire been placed just a bit lower, or if Greg had been riding a little faster, the accident could have had much more serious consequences. Thankfully, Greg was able to walk away with only minor injuries.
Oh yeah. I guess this is the last one, I think.
This right here is a YouTuber named Brendan, who in February of 2024 uploaded a video titled Scary Attack While Van Camping on his channel Brendan Explores. His channel is dedicated to outdoor exploration, and he frequently uploads footage of his stealth camping experiences while traveling across the UK in his camper van. In this particular video, Brendan chose to go stealth camping near a residential area located at Jaywick Sands Beach. Brendan begins the video by parking his van in a nearby parking area and exploring the local surroundings. However, he finds the area too strange and noisy for his liking, as he hears many bikes and cars racing around him. Therefore, he decides to drive about 30 minutes to a nearby forest. After locating a good spot to park his van, he felt satisfied with the quiet and peaceful surroundings, and it seemed like he was alone in the woods. As the night began to set in, Brendan enjoyed his dinner and decided to go to bed around 10 p.m. However, at approximately 2:30 a.m., he was suddenly awakened by the sound of footsteps outside his van. It was at this moment that Brendan encountered something truly disturbing.
Nice and quiet here. Not even a sound of a distant car. Just how I like it. It's absolutely dead quiet. I'll see you in the morning. Outside the van.
Bro, this is why you need a gun. Bro, why do people don't have no weapons when they go from these?
Someone just tried the door.
They had a knife. Nigga. They broke his window.
Right, whoever the that was has now gone.
After hearing someone trying to unlock his side door, and then moments later witnessing the glass of his passenger side window shatter into pieces, Brendan quickly shouted at the individuals and stepped out of his van. Unfortunately, the person ran off before Brendan could confront or identify anyone. After this bizarre encounter, Brendan, without thinking twice, drove 3 hours back to his house. The next morning, Brendan gave a detailed update to his viewers and mentioned that the individual who attempted to break into his car likely saw his fridge sitting on the passenger seat. When they failed to unlock the doors, they broke the glass window in an effort to steal the fridge, or even the van itself. However, when they heard Brendan shout and realized someone was inside the van, they quickly fled back to their own cars. Despite his van being damaged,
That's
Brendan
crazy.
was fortunately unharmed during the break-in and managed to safely make it back home. He later mentioned that out of the hundreds of camping trips he has taken, this was the most scared he has ever been. However, he also stated that he wouldn't let this disturbing encounter stop him from camping in the future.
Okay.
This guy is really
Never mind. Maybe this is the last one.
It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle, so he's just staring me down and I'm afraid to go up the front there, but...
This right here is a YouTuber named Lisa, who in October of 2022 uploaded a video titled Solo Female Camper Encounters 4 Creepy Sketchy Guys on her channel Asleep 5 Decades. Her channel showcases her everyday life as she travels throughout North America while living in a camper van. She frequently uploads footage of her experiences at the different places where she spends the night, along with her journeys to those destinations in her camper van. In this particular video, Lisa had parked her van on the side of the road and left the door open while she cooked dinner inside. When a suspicious man approached her van, leaned in without her permission, and started asking her some pretty weird questions in French, a language Lisa didn't understand. When she mentioned that she couldn't understand him, he pulled out a translation app to try to communicate, which only made her more uncomfortable. After watching him struggle with the app for a few minutes, Lisa decided she had enough and shut the side door in his face. Strangely, the man stood outside in the rain for over 30 minutes, trying to use the translator app to engage with Lisa, even after she clearly signaled that she wanted nothing to do with him. Moments later, the man started to lurk behind the bushes beside her van, and this is when things started to take a very disturbing turn.
Oh, these ads are really annoying, bro. But he hides behind... What is he doing?
Okay, he just moved even closer so that I can't move out, so that I can't go forward. Please leave, you sketchy sketchy person. Please leave.
After witnessing the man hide himself in the bushes, it's evident that he is up to no good. Lisa later mentioned that he essentially stalked her from a distance for almost 15 minutes, believing she couldn't notice him. However, Lisa was recording him the entire time and kept an eye on him to prevent him from trying to get close to her again. Despite this, the man continued to drive his car closer to her van and started blocking her exit for over 30 minutes.
Okay, this guy is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. It's raining pretty hard and he is just such a creepy
Nigga, I would have came out there.
I didn't trust him when he was trying to talk to me earlier.
I'm shooting all 4 of his tires.
Down and I'm afraid to go up the
front bro.
Fortunately for Lisa, a family with an RV parked right behind her and stayed there for the whole night. Alarmingly, the man left as soon as the family arrived but returned about 3 hours later in the middle of the night to see if Lisa was still there. Upon noticing that the family was still in the parking lot, he left quickly and did not come back. The next morning, Lisa left early and never encountered the man again. Although it's hard to determine his true intentions, his behavior and suspicious actions suggest that he likely had very bad intentions. Despite the disturbing circumstances, it was lucky that the other family arrived when they did. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened to Lisa.
It's crazy. Alright, shout out to this guy right here, bro. I don't know this guy for real. Shout out to his videos. I mean, his videos got good. If y'all want to subscribe to him, the link to his name, click his name and take you right to his page. It's always in the descriptions. That's the end of this reaction. If y'all really enjoyed this, tell me in the comments. I'm going to try my best to find some better scary videos to react to, because I love to react to scary videos. I love watching. I want to react to like scary animations. I used to react to some of them, and I bet you there's some real new ones that they have. So honestly, if you want me to react to some scary animations and stuff, I could do that. I'm going to find some good ones. If you have some scary ones, tell me in the comments. Let me like the video, subscribe. I'll see all y'all on the flip side. Check that videos on the side. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.